My name is Rita Isbell, and I'm the oldest sister of Errol Lindsay. Whatever your name is, Satan, I'm mad. This is how you act when you are out of control. Now, I don't want to ever have to see my mother go through this again. Never, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I hate you, motherfucker. I hate you. This is out of control. Don't fuck with me, Jeffrey. I'll kill you, goddammit. Look at me. Look at me.
What's good, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee tapping back in with another one, man. And you guys see we're talking about this evil, disgusting, disturbing, deviant, wicked piece of garbage, Jeffrey Dahmer. And I mean, really, quite frankly, can you put it any other way than that? That this guy was just pure evil, like a disgusting disgrace excuse for a human being. I mean, comment. Let me know what you guys think. But, you know, I saw this Netflix, me and the wife watched this Netflix series, and I had planned to make a video regarding this. And, you know, I haven't really been grinding out with the content lately. You know, I was like, had the idea in my head. I wanted to tap in about this series, and I you know, hop on social media today, and I see that clip that I played in the beginning, that, you know, very known clip from back in the day, victim impact statement at Dahmer sentencing. Rita Isbell was a sister of one of the victims. Errol was his name. Errol Lindsay, you know, was killed by Jeffrey Dahmer, and she just goes off and flips out, and it's just so sad to see. You know, so much of this is so disturbing and so sad, and it's just so crazy that this piece of garbage wasn't caught sooner. And in my opinion, law enforcement really dropped the ball and flucked up, and owes all these families a debt they can never repay. You know, when someone's taken from you, especially in that gruesome, terrible way, there's no paying that back. But, you know, they definitely owed them a big apology, and should have paid out the ass, whatever. Like, again, monetary things doesn't do anything with the loss of human life, but I don't know if any of the families ever went after the police department civilly. I believe they did go after Dahmer or whatever, but the police should have been held accountable too, because they really flucked up. But getting back to talking about this clip, when I saw it on the timeline today, I was like, I gotta make this video. And you see they're sharing the clip from the Netflix series side by side with the clip from, you know, the actual real life court proceedings. And there's an interview that this woman did. Again, Rita Isbell, sister of Errol Lindsay, victim of Jeffrey Dahmer. And, you know, she spoke out and did a little interview since this whole Netflix series has came out. That's what's so crazy with true crime, you know. Like, everyone loves true crime content, but sometimes, like, people forget how sick some of these, like, they get lost in the reality of a lot of these situations. You know, when you get to these series and shows and stuff like that, they try to humanize the inhuman sometimes, you know what I mean? But getting back to talking about this woman, she just did this interview, and, you know, she talked about how watching this series really took her back to that place, you know, that Netflix did a really good job of recreating it, that she felt like the woman looked like her, that played her, that portrayed her. She looked like her hair was like her, she had on the same clothes, and it all just brought her back. And she says back when it all went down, when the police pulled her away, she said they were very polite to her, and it's like, you need water, you good, what's up? And she just said she had a headache, and that they actually offered her some painkillers and everything. And that her whole reason, you know, for going off like that during the victim impact statement is that she, you know, knew that she would have the opportunity to speak out, and she didn't write anything down. She didn't want to, you know, have this script. She just wanted to go up there and speak her piece and speak about how Dahmer ruined their family and what he did to their mother, you know. And I guess she said when she got up there and was speaking, she just was infuriated because she said she wasn't scared of Dahmer at all. She didn't feel one bit of fear as she looked at him giving that statement, that she was really pissed because he wouldn't look at her, and she could just sense and feel the evil coming from this sack of garbage. And, what she was referring to when she was talking about this is out of control. This is, was because during the trial, and they show this in the Netflix series a bit, that they were trying to spin this narrative that Dahmer was just so out of control, he couldn't help himself or whatever. And, they were trying to get him into a mental health facility. But in the end, we know that didn't happen. They sentenced him to prison. And I think he lasted 2 years in there before someone bust his head wide open and killed him. And listen, let's be honest. That guy did the world a favor. For real, for real. It's crazy, too. The guy that killed Dahmer is only 53 years old today. This happened many years ago. But he's only 53, so he must have been young as hell in prison. And for real, comment, guys. Let me know if you agree. I believe he did the world a favor. Fuck Dahmer, you evil piece of garbage. Just evil, garbage, devil, demon. But something else that this woman speaks about is that her brother, who was killed by Dahmer, I guess, has a child. And, the kid was born after his death. So I guess, when he was killed, there was a woman that was pregnant and went on to have the baby. And the child is now 31 years old. And, these events took place 31 years ago. And I don't know, that's just something she spoke about in this little interview, in this article that you can find. But it's just crazy, man. Again, we know true crime is a big thing. It's super popular. And I myself tap into some true crime content with wifey, again, as always. I'm been thinking about starting a true crime channel, but we gotta really take things for what they are and not get lost in the fact of, I always talk about on this channel when it comes to hip hop, the different worlds intersecting and overlapping, where you got the streets and gang culture and different things like that, and then hip hop being entertainment and all coming together and people getting lost in the sauce and forgetting what's what. With true crime, you really gotta stay focused and understand that this ish is real. And it's so crazy with Dahmer. When you watch that show, comment for those who watch the show what you thought of it. It's creepy-ish, man. But it's I don't know. Do you guys feel like in the Dahmer show that they did try to humanize him or get sympathy for him or anything like that? Or do you think that they did a good job telling the story? I'm curious to know what you guys think. I definitely want to open up the comment section and hear from everyone. And if you're new to the channel, guys, make sure to subscribe. This is J Coffee Talk. We talk music, news, sports, current events, life, and much, much more. But the whole idea is to hear from you guys, the people. But one more thing that I forgot to mention that this woman, Rita Isbell, said is that Netflix did not contact her in any way, or the family, when creating this series. And, she was pissed off about that. And she said it's not because she wanted to get any money or anything like that, that she just feels like they should have talked to the victims' families and been mindful of that. And she said, Netflix, or, whoever, Netflix and the individuals that made this are just on some straight greed-ish and want to capitalize and make money off this. And that's fucked up, Share your thoughts about that as well. And if you did watch the series, man, there's just some really creepy-ish in there. Like that part where he tries to give that woman that sandwich. And I've seen interviews in real life where the real woman, that character was said that she feared that she actually on accident ate human meat at some point in time from Dahmer giving her food. That just really is disturbing, man. And I don't know, that part just stuck with me in such a creepy negative way. But there was another movie about Dahmer that came out. I forget the guy's name that played him. He was in the movie The Town. He was in, what was that movie called? American Hustle. He played the mayor, Carmine Polito. Y'all know what I'm talking about, with Bradley Cooper and all that. He's been in a lot of stuff, but he was in a movie about Dahmer. some years back, and there was a lot that they elaborated on this show much deeper than that movie. And, you know, that kind of leads me to where I was talking about how the fuck did the police not lock this piece of garbage up before? You know what I mean? That one neighbor was going to the police all the time and telling them, like, hey, think about that, guys. Think about someone, you know, like everyone complaining, yo, this guy's apartment smells like a rotting corpse in there. Something ain't right. People that were missing had been linked to this guy, and the neighbors, yo, this guy that's missing, we seen him there. We seen him with this guy. We see, you know, and they don't even go bring him down to the station or grill him, or they don't end up in his house. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely insane. And what really fucked me up and was so sad and so disturbing was that this piece of ish, who was an ex-offender, keep that in mind as well, he had been arrested in another situation for trying to abduct a kid, and the kid got away, and they charged him with some kind of actual abuse or something like that. But later on, the kid's brother went with Dahmer and got drugged and was killed, and it's just so sad and disturbing. But that's the scene that you see in the movie, which actually played out in real life. Because again, when you're talking about true crime in movies, you know, dramatized series and movies on certain stuff, you got to look into how accurate it is. You know, how, like what parts of it they may have changed or embellished or whatever, but this sick creep piece of ish Dahmer, again, was convicted as an ex-offender for trying to abduct this one kid who got away, and then later lured his 14-year-old brother to the house and drugged and killed him. But when he went out and left while he had him in the house where he was drugged up, and that's another thing, y'all, don't ever drink or eat anything someone gives you who you don't know, because these creepy sacks of ish be drugging people, man. But when Dahmer went to the store, that kid runs out of the house in his drawers, bleeding and everything, and the neighbors are there with the police like, help, get this guy some help. And this kid can barely talk because he's all drugged up. The neighbors are there with him like, officer, something ain't right. Help this young man, help him. And Dahmer's coming back from the store and convinces these police that this 14-year-old boy, you sick piece of garbage, Dahmer, burn in hell. He convinces them that, oh, that he's 18 years old and that's his significant other. And, oh, he just drank a lot and crept out of the house and is fucked up. And the neighbors are like, officer, please help this kid. And they let Dahmer take him back to his house, where we know he ended up killing him. It's so disgusting, so disturbing. But even after that, can you imagine? And the woman called the police and pressed the issue. Something wasn't right about that. And they're like, ma'am, don't worry about it. You don't know what you're talking about or whatever. But think about that. He already is convicted of an ex-offense for his older brother. You got to think, when the kid doesn't come home and the parents are going to the police, officer, police, our son's missing, he's only 14, that would be the first place they would go, as being that he's an ex-offender and that he had committed a crime against that family already, that they would check into him. You know what I mean? It's just, these police really fucked up. And there was other situations where like 2 other people were drugged by Dahmer who got away for whatever reason, and these people went to the police, and you know, he had been and the police didn't really do ish, and you know, he had been known in other places in the gay community or whatever to be known to drug people, and was barred from going to certain bars and hangouts and stuff like that. And no one ever put the pieces together that this was the guy drugging and killing everyone. Like, it's just so fucked up. I really can't believe that the police fucked up like that. But I don't know, man. This again, like I said, I saw this series on Netflix, watched it with the wife, and was like, I gotta make a video about this and talk with everyone and see how everyone feels about this, and you know, how we're just like, we're dealing with one of the most evil motherfuckers ever on the face of this earth, and you know, that he just was able to do this for so long and not be caught or convicted while under suspicion from people. going to the police, talking about him, and they just simply did absolutely nothing. And then back to this footage of this, this court footage going viral again of this woman speaking out about, trying to move on and live her life and, the memory of her brother and everything like that. I don't know. When I saw this on the timeline today, again, I just was like, let's see what everyone thinks about this. And do a lot of people remember living through this era, when this all happened and when this was in the news, just curious for those who remember that. And also, everyone, just, be careful. You know what I mean? We know there's a lot of evil in this world. A lot of times evil is highlighted more than good, but as I point out, there is a lot of good people, or not even just like everyone's the nicest, greatest person out there. But what I point out very often is that if evil ran supreme out here, there'd be way more fucked up ish going on all the time. Not that a lot of bad things happen, but you can't speak up evil. Like when we only point out the evil that's out there, it's just like they talk about speaking things into existence. Let's be aware of how there is a lot of people, that, just want to live life. And, if they came across a situation where there was someone being hurt or abducted or something, they would do what they could do to stop it or to try to get the police involved or something like that, But real talk, be safe, be aware. Don't accept nothing from no one and ingest it into your body. Like I said, these creepy sacks of ish are out here lurking around, for those who are out partying or going out or whatever. Like, be aware, be safe, you know what I mean? And I don't know, with that, I'm gonna close this video out. Again, fuck Jeffrey Dahmer with his evil ass. Hope he's burning in hell. And I truly believe that guy that busts his dome open in prison did the world a favor. Y'all let me know what you think. Like on the show, they show that he became saved and everything. I don't think there was no saving this demon. But y'all let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. It's been another episode of Coffee. I'm up out here, y'all. Peace.
The only motive that there ever was to completely control a person that I found physically attractive, and keep them with me as long as possible, even if it meant just keeping apart. After the second time, it seemed like the compulsion to do it was too strong, and I didn't even try to stop it after that. But before the second time, things had been building up gradually. The compulsion had just taken over completely at that point. I wasn't even trying to stop it.